Hello, Invent Academy, and welcome to the ninth installment in this computer science series. We are learning about lists in Python in this particular video. My name is Zack, a freshman at the University of Michigan, and I am looking to study chemical engineering. My favorite sport is soccer. This is a picture of me in high school during COVID with all the masks, as you can tell. And I continue to play in college. In fact, my team just this weekend won our league, and I assisted in the goal. So I was very happy because I typically don't score or assist. I'm more of a defensive player, so it was a very exciting time. As far as the schedule goes for today, we are going to review built-in functions and string operators, and then kind of learn about lists, what they are, how to index them, and what methods or functions lists can use. And you will need a computer with Mu or Python downloaded and installed. Some of Python's built-in functions include print, which it can be any object. Usually you'll print strings, but you can print just numbers or booleans as well, as long as they are of the same type. So, for example, in this situation, 2021 itself is not a string, but year colon is. So you're going to need to convert 2021 to a string in order to use concatenation. And so str passing in a number will convert that number to a string. And the last built-in function that's very important that we've gone over is range, and this will return a series or a sequence of numbers that can be incremented. You can modify the way it starts and stops and is incremented, and it's very useful in for loops. Python string operators include concatenation and repetition. Concatenation is what's going on right here with the plus string operator, and repetition is just repeating a string over and over, and that's using the asterisk. Lists are similar to arrays, tuples, and sets. They contain multiple items in a particular order and are mutable. So items, you can add items to the end of the list, you can add items in the middle, you can remove items, and you can change the items inside. Lists are created using brackets on the outside right here, as you can tell. And so the three elements in this list are crackers, smoked Gouda, and mangoes. Indexing lists. So indexing refers to referencing specific items in the list. So because lists are ordered, if you wanted to refer to the first item in the list, you would go groceries index 0, because indexing starts at 0. So the first element is really the 0th element. And so if the length or the total number of items in the list is 5, the last element is going to be 5 minus 1, which is 4. And then you can also reference by negative index. By starting, the last element would be index -1, and the first element would be index negative length. And so if we were to refer to the previous example of the grocery list, groceries sub-0 would print bananas. There's a lot of list methods, and they can be very useful. Append element adds an element to the end of the list. Clear will get rid of all the elements in a list. Count will return the number of times an item shows up in a list. So if you have duplicates, you might want to use that. Index will return the index of a specified element, so you'll plug in some number or string or object, and it'll give you the location of it. Insert will add an element at a specified position, so it's kind of like append using an index as well. Sort will alphabetize the list if it's a list of strings, which is very useful. Len is a built-in function that works with a lot of different things, including lists, and it will return the length of a list. It applies to other objects such as tuples and sets as well. And remove element will get rid of an element of the specified value. So it's not an index thing, it's an element thing. There is one for the index, it's called pop. But there are many more list methods. We are going grocery shopping for our activity. We need the following items: banana, graham crackers, rice, blueberries, red cabbage, and cheddar cheese. It sure sounds like a list to me. We're going to print the first elements in the list and then print the list in alphabetical order. So we're going to have to use some of those functions that we just learned on the lists. And we were also just informed that we already have rice, but we need cereal and another banana. So we're going to print a new list in alphabetical order and then print the items on the list that show up more than once. Okay. So if we go to here, I already have the list printed out here, or initialized rather. And so the first task was to print the first item in the list. So what we're going to do is print groceries and then sub 0, because that is the index, not groceries, groceries. And so if we run this, hey, I've printed the first item in our list. So next, we're going to need to print it alphabetically. So first, we're going to actually use the function that alphabetizes, which is the sort function. And I have not talked about this yet, but in order to call a function on a list, we're going to have to use new syntax using a dot and then the function. So this will sort the groceries list itself. So if we were to do that and then print groceries and run this, it will print the groceries in alphabetical order, as you can see. Alright, so we got the first part down. Now we need to add banana and cereal and remove rice from the list. So if we remember, the remove command will remove an element that matches. So in this case, if we put in the string rice, it's going to remove any element that is called rice, but it will only go through and do this once. So if we had rice on this list more than once, then we would have to use a for loop or use this multiple times. We also have to add a banana and cereal. So just to make things easier, we're going to use append command. We could also use the insert command if we knew exactly what index to insert the grocery at, but we are just going to append first, and then we can sort the grocery list again to print it in alphabetical order again. So we have banana here and cereal here, and we want to print this new groceries. So if we go ahead and run this, then we get a new grocery list with banana, blueberries, cheddar cheese, graham crackers, red cabbage, banana, and cereal. However, we still want to alphabetize it, so we're going to, I'm just going to Control X that, put it after this. If we sort now, then we should get an alphabetical list. Yep, banana, banana, blueberries, cereal, cheddar cheese with graham crackers, and red cabbage. So our last task was to print out the items that occur on the grocery list more than once, so that sounds like a task for a for loop to me. And rather than using the range command, since we have a list here, Python has some really good functionality for lists with for loops. So you can go for every grocery item in groceries. We can then use an if statement if the groceries dot, and we're going to have to count and then we want to count this specific grocery item. So if this grocery item occurs more than once, so if it's greater than 1, then we're going to print that grocery item. And then because we know on this list grocery items only occur once or twice, we don't want to print banana twice, we just want to print it once, so we're going to actually remove a grocery item after it is printed, because if it is printed, that means there's more than one of them. And so if we go ahead and run this, then we should, there we go. Then we should print banana, because banana occurred more than once on the list. And that is all I have for you today. I have really been enjoying making these videos, and I can't believe there's only one left. Time sure is flying by. I hope you enjoyed it, and have a great day.